Liam, 3 points, that must feel pretty good.
Yeah, 3 points always feels good. Deserved. I think we absolutely dominated the game, other than a really sloppy opening 10 minutes from the team. But again, James Chester's come in for his first game. I thought he was magnificent. You know, it was going to take him time to get up to speed with the speed of the game, but he showed his quality on the ball and he showed his defensive reliability, and it's great to have him back in the squad. And it gives me more options in terms of getting Jason Knight into a more forward area, and he was outstanding as well. Obviously, Connor scores 2 fantastic goals, but I feel really good that we won the game, but we have to be more clinical, because I think we could have had 5, 6, maybe 7 today. And I think that's been we've got the international break now. That's been the start of our season where we've dominated, other than the last 2 games before this was not to our level. We've dominated every single game that we've played in, and the players are getting better at it. And now what we're doing is starting to create chances as well, even more chances. So things look positive. And I'm delighted with the start, and I'm delighted with the character and resilience of the team, because if you go 1-0 down at home after losing 2 games before that, it's a real test of character for the group, for myself, and thankfully we came through that, and it puts us in another good position in the league.
You mentioned the resilience and the character there, and we've seen that throughout the last year, really. In terms of the performance today, because I know you're very big on performance, and you wanted a reaction to Plymouth and Lincoln. Do you feel that you got that from the players today? Yeah,
100%, other than the first 10 minutes, and they get a really poor goal from our point of view. After that, I said to the players at half-time, I was really calm. I said to the players, I'm really calm, because our performance is telling me it's a matter of time. But what we can't do is allow time to pass by in terms of the next 45 minutes, and we need to be clinical. And fortunately, we've got a top quality player in Conor Horan, who scores 2 outstanding goals. But I mean, Louis Sibley had a really good chance. David McGoldrick's had a couple of really good chances. We're creating chances, and I'm really delighted with that aspect of our game.
Conor Horan's first goal, when he was lining it up, did you think, and I've got a witness to prove it, that I said this is in. That's just the quality that he's got, isn't it? From the edge of the box, with space and time, that's what he can do. And
I felt we have a shape without the ball, and we have a shape in the ball. I changed the shape with the ball today to play free at the back, and to give Conor more freedom in the central areas of the pitch to get forward and support from a central area. So, you know, I'm still learning about this group. We've not been together long, and it's going to take me time. In terms of understanding the different relationships you need on a pitch consistently. But today he found 2 great positions. He was more freer in his positions because he had an extra man behind him, and I'm delighted he got the 2 goals, but we should have scored more today.
Second goal was great composure as well, because that could have gone anywhere if he didn't have the composure, but he did, and he drilled it in the bottom corner.
He does it in training every single day, and the great thing for all of our young players is with Conor is when they see him train, they see the amount of work he puts in on the training ground to make sure that those moments, I think I spoke to you about moments in the last game, you become clinical in those moments because you're so consistent in your technique. But he works on that every single day. So he gets to a point where he's lining up that for the second goal, and I'm thinking that's in. You know, and I'm so delighted. I worked really, really hard to bring him to the football club, to persuade him. You ask him, I made 15 phone calls after meeting him by chance, and the reason I did that is because I know what a quality player he is and how important he can be to us to be successful at the end of the season.
Clearly Connor's going to grab the headlines because he got the 2 goals. Everyone played their part today. Substitutes as well. I know you're big on the team that finishes the game, but your goalkeeper today made some really important saves at 1-1, 2-1. Kig.
He did, and he's been outstanding since he's come in to the club. He's been consistent. He took some great crosses as well, and his save at 0-0 was top class. And I think he's grown in confidence, and I knew that he would. You know, confident when you play a run of games, it gives you confidence as a goalkeeper. And we're working really, really hard with him every single day. And I think he's enjoying being here, and I'm enjoying having him here. So I'm delighted with him. And again, I keep saying substitutes are a huge part of the game now. You know, it's not just about the standard. And James Collins comes on, made a huge difference to our game. And Nat Mendes-Lang, I couldn't start him. He actually had a fitness test this morning just to make the bench. But I kept looking round at him and I'm thinking that I've got to get him on the pitch. And I'm so proud of him because he's in a lot of pain. He's on a lot of painkillers, and it wouldn't have been right to have started him. But what an impact he made coming on. And I've got a really, really good set of lads and a really, really good set of players who have bounced back from a difficult week.
You mentioned James Chester in your first answer, actually, in terms of him getting 90 minutes under his belt today. That's another boost for everybody. Boost for him as well, because he doesn't want to not be playing games. He doesn't want to be on the sidelines. He wants to be out there contributing, and he did that for you today.
No, he did. And again, I've known James for over 10 years, played with him. I know the qualities that he brings. He brings a calmness and a composure. He's like our new Phil Jagielka from last season. No, he is. He's played at the very highest level. He's a great character, a leader, and we've missed him. And it gave me the option to change the shape of our team a little bit. It gave me the option to play Jason Knight in midfield. And these are all things that I hope people can see. It's a work in progress, you know. So David McGoldrick got his first 90 minutes today, brilliant. And actually, as the game went on, he got stronger and stronger. Well, it was 90 minutes when I took him off, but he got stronger and stronger as the game went on. This is the first phase of the season, and if you'd have said to me we'd have been level on points with the playoff positions at this point at the start of the season, I would have been absolutely delighted. We want more. I want more. I'm not being arrogant when I say I think we should be really pushing in this league, but for a start of the season and in the bigger picture, I couldn't be happier with the players considering where we started from.
Well, you've stolen the question actually, which was about the start to the season. Yeah. And is it important with sort of just remembering where we've come from? In fact, it's a year ago today that it was announced that the club was going into administration.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We've come a long way in 12 months, and we've come a long way in the last couple of months, actually, as a club, because, you know, the things that went on in the summer, the fact you've had 5 players at the 1st of July, to where you are now. How difficult is it to ride the roller coaster of, we've now got a squad, people expect results, we're a big fish in this division. How do you get through that roller coaster, because you go from Tuesday to now, the feeling's so different?
I think that's it. I think that's my job, is to stay calm through the ups and the downs. That is my job, is to stay calm. I promise you, I understand the magnitude, the history and the tradition of this football club, and that was part of the recruitment drive that, you know, I led in terms of the summer. But yeah, we do have to have a sense of realism from where we come from. I'll be honest with you, Lokesy, people were telling me you've got an impossible job. It's impossible to create to get 16 players into a squad, mould them into a style of play and win games consistently. But I love this football club, and I'm putting myself up there in a position where I still think we can be successful. So there's going to be days where we don't reach the level, especially early in the season. But overall, I think for the bigger picture, we've put ourselves in a great place in the start of the season from where we are. And all credit goes to the players, the staff, digging in behind the scenes. And hopefully it gives us the foundation to have a really successful season.
Last one. You've got 2 weeks now, so you play at Cambridge. Is that a good thing or not? Because clearly you'd have a bit of time for the players to recharge the batteries, as well as having some time on the training ground. But when you've won, I imagine you want to play tomorrow.
No, there's a gauge between the training that we do and the rest that you need. And the players need rest, because we've got some schedule coming up in the next 3 months. We've got rearranged games, we've got cup games, we've got a really good away game at Liverpool to look forward to later on in the calendar. So it's a gauge between making sure the players are fresh and making sure they're fit, and it takes time. You know, I'm not going to flog the players this week. They need their rest, and hopefully come back refreshed, ready to go through, well, what's going to be a really busy Christmas period.